Greetings. This is the second part of the 30 question Goth challenge, questions 16 through 30, and hopefully it won't take quite as long as the last one did. Question number 16, what's the most casual you've ever dressed? In high school I dressed mainstream. I grew up in a town of about 250 people, so any departure from that would have been noticed very quickly and thoroughly quashed. Your favorite goth brand? The only brand that I've really dealt with has been Manic Panic, and I have really liked their Raven lipstick. It was the only black lipstick I've ever found that really did what I wanted it to do. I haven't looked into any other brands, so it's quite likely that there's a new, better lipstick out there, but I've never found it myself. Worst hair experience? When I was in college, I dyed my hair fuchsia, and not having any experience with it, I decided, well, it's evening, and I have this dye in my hair, I need to take a shower anyway, what the hell? And so for the next week I had purple lines down the entirety of my body. And also when I dyed my hair fuchsia, I had a goatee, which I did not dye, and there's one picture that exists of me since that time, and it's pretty ridiculous. Share beauty advice and take a photo of your makeup. You've seen my makeup in a few of the videos. I don't do anything too extravagantly, but it's ever present. The advice I would have for men is don't go half-assed. If you're going to bother to learn how to do your makeup, learn to do it well, and that's anything from nails to eyeliner, mascara, whatever it is, learn to do it well. If you could dye your hair any color, what would it be? I actually do intend to dye it. It's kind of a dark brown currently, naturally, and I'd like to give it a little bit more of a rich brown color and then get some black streaks put in. I think they're called highlights. I've never really paid too much attention, but what body mod do you have or have you considered? I have and have had for some time now nipple rings. I got them put in probably about 9 years ago, and they're both done. But I've never gotten a tattoo. I intend to at some point in time. If you could attend any goth event, what would it be? Whitby. That's the pinnacle as far as goth events for me. Your favorite artist or photographer? H.R. Giger is obviously immediately the first name that comes to mind. I've always been a huge fan of H.R. Giger from the very first time I saw Alien, and did research immediately to find out who had created that wonderful monster, and have always loved him since. Also, the artist who has most influenced me in my style is named Chad Michael Ward, and I highly recommend people look him up and check out his work. He does more photography now. He used to do a lot more digital artwork, and that's really what kind of influenced my own work. But go ahead and check out his stuff. He's got a few books out there, really, really amazing photographer and artist. Name the best websites for goths. The websites that I have drooled over their products the most are the Black Angel out of England and imosh.com, imosh.com, and they have a lot of primarily jewelry and a few other things, belts and accessories. Did you ever consider leaving the subculture? If you're friends with me on Facebook, or you've taken a look at my Facebook page, I'm pretty sure it's open to the public, you can read a bit of my history with the culture, and you would know that I never left the culture in any formal way. I never decided, oh, I'm going to stop being goth. But there was a time fairly recently, up until fairly recently rather, that I'd kind of strayed from the culture. I wasn't paying any attention to it anymore. I wasn't keeping abreast on what new bands were coming out or anything like that. And so I'm actually kind of re-emerging myself in the culture now and really enjoying it. Show a photo for every year or month if you're new that you've been into goth. That's not really possible. Because I do a lot of my artwork based on digital photography, I don't normally see a camera as in the same way that a lot of other people do. To me, it's a tool for my artwork, and now a tool for making videos. But I never think to take photos of myself. So there are very, very few out there. Most of them that do exist were photos other people took, and I don't really have any. The worst thing you ever did to a newbie, and I've never done anything nasty to a newbie. I have met very, very few people who were just starting into the goth culture, so I haven't really had opportunity, and if I did, I would hope that I wouldn't be nasty to them. Do you consider yourself an elder goth? No. I'd like to, and by age I probably qualify, but because I was so late in finding out what goth was about and getting into the culture, I don't really feel like I've lived in the culture long enough to be considered an elder goth. I started mid-90s, and that's pretty late. I'm, I think they call that third wave? Maybe second. And the second probably would have been late 80s. I don't know. But I don't think I qualify as an elder goth. What do you think will happen to goth in the future? I'm sure that it will evolve, but I think it's always going to be around. I think that's kind of the answer you get from most goths. I would personally like to see a lot of the mainstream elements that seem to have begun exploiting our culture be done away with. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I kind of have my doubts. Make a list of blogs you regularly read and link to them. I don't know if I'm going to put the links down here or not. I might, but there's a lot of them. The videos that I'm subscribed to and regularly watch when they post videos: More Gore, Leah Mouse, The Alternative Drug, Sebastian the Girl, I Twisted Your Stitches, Sarah Darlene, Kaz Loves Bats, Kill Natalie, Davi Dark Angel, Dumpster Dolly, Graveyard Girl, which might be kind of funny, but she's hilarious, I love her, The Lucifer Fallen, Ellie Requiem, Lady Ithezra, Legia Resurrected, Synthetic Doll X, and General Bunny Manson. So quite a few there. You can just back up the video and watch and look them all up on YouTube if you like. I don't think I'm going to try to put links to everybody. But so that's actually the last of the questions. So that's the rest of the 30. Just tonight I found out that I have 50 subscribers. So I'm kind of feeling like I need to step things up a little bit here and come up with, I don't know, maybe a few more entertaining things. I really need to do, get started on the DIY videos that I want to make, mainly for guys and guys' clothing, decor, things like that. So I need to do one of those. I also came up with an idea that might be kind of interesting. I'm not sure how well it would be received, and I'll mainly be concentrating on responses I get from this video to determine whether or not I'm going to do that. At 100 subscribers, I think I would like to get a P.O. box and start a stalker board. Essentially, you people can mail to me photos of yourself, either printed out, actual photos, whatever, it doesn't really matter to me, and I will plaster them to the wall in my closet behind my clothing, like a stalker board, like a shrine to people. And I will accept as many pictures of you that you want to send, but there can only be one picture in a letter. I'll only use one picture from a letter. So if you send me 5, I'm only going to use one of them. But you can send me as many letters with pictures as you want. And so that's the idea. Let me know what you think. It would just be a fun, kooky thing. And then I would take photos occasionally and put them up, probably post them on my Facebook page, and would see who I'm stalking the most at that particular point in time. You wouldn't need to include a return address, or well, actually with a P.O. box I believe you have to have a return address, but I'm not really concerned about where people are from or anything like that. If you want to include a letter, great. I love receiving letters and everything else too. But the point of it would just be that I'd end up having all these pictures of all my subscribers up on my wall, and I think it'd be kind of a fun thing. So let me know what you think. The next video that I will be making is all about goth spawn. That sounds pretty evil, doesn't it? What it's going to be about is the hipster goth, bubble goth, new goth, the newer fringe elements of goth. My interpretation, my thoughts on how that should all be approached, and where we should proceed from here with that. I touched a little bit on those things in my Aspects of Goth video, but this would be a little closer to the heart of the matter. So I think that's it. Obviously a lot shorter than my last video. So please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please leave comments. I have answered every comment so far, and I intend to in the future. So please feel free to leave comments. Also feel free to find me on Facebook. I'm just search Nephilim Incorruptus, and you should be able to find me without any difficulty. So thank you very much. Have a good evening.